All right, Patricia. Patricia, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I grew up in East Los Angeles, California.
East LA?
Yes.
And tell me about your childhood. You had both your parents when you were young?
I had both my parents. We lived right off of like Cesar Chavez and between Gage Rowan. And we had a home there. And my father was the caregiver, functional alcoholic. We'd have to pick up my dad every night from our local bar at 2 a.m. His little kids, has my mom carried my little sister in her arms, my brother in one over skirt, me at 2 a.m. Every morning, every night, Monday through Friday. How I made it to school, very hard, but the school happened to be like 6 blocks away. But that was what I was going up to.
But your dad was working as well?
My father had a very good job, but you know, the best of him too, alcoholic. He'd go out drinking with his menfolk, and we'd have to pick him up walking so we could walk him back. Right. So that was a part of my life there growing up. And then, of course, the abuse of my mom, because my mom never did drugs, never drank, never smoked, nothing. My father was kind of like a little playboyish, drinking, but always maintained his job. Retired after 30 years, but he was a very bad alcoholic.
Your parents were Mexican?
My parents are from Guadalajara, Jalisco.
Guadalajara?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how would you describe your childhood? There was some abuse?
You know what? Yes, I had a lot of good times, very good times growing up, and then a lot of abuse when my mom started to work. She'd leave me at my aunt's, which was a very, she was one of the bad aunts, but that was the only place I could go with my only cousin. And it got to a point where we were like 10, 11. My aunt, if we didn't have her effed up food or we didn't do something just to the T, she'd get me and my little cousin into the garage and leave us in there for punishment, 4 to 5 hours in the dark. Then it got to a point as we got older, if I ever told my mom, I would never see him again. He was the only, like a brother, the only like person that I hung around with. I didn't have any friends. So she locked us up in the garage, but then it got to a point as we got older, she locked us up, chained up. And
but this was not your mom or dad, this was
this was my aunt.
Your aunt.
My aunt. And because my mom started working and she'd leave my other siblings with a better aunt. And because I was a little on the hyper side, I was always hyperactive, you could say. She would leave me with her and my only other cousin. And that continued for a few years, that abuse. I don't think I got ever molested as far as I know, but as far as physical abuse and mental abuse was pretty hard at that age. So life went on and, you know, I never told my mom until probably when I was older, and to the day she just said that I was too young to know that I was making it up. Until on her deathbed, she finally said, I believe everything you said, and I'm really sorry about that.
What kind of kid were you in high school?
High school, I was the best I could be. High school, I was captain of my baseball. I was basketball, spirit club. I was a DJ for the Montebello High School radio that we had there. I was in the spirit club, Spanish club. I was a banneret for our marching band. And not one time my parents came to see me because it was always an excuse. My father drinking or, you know, my mom busy, but life alone.
And after school, where'd you go?
After school, I just got really into just reading and really only on my own. And I got accepted to the East Los Angeles College, which for me was something, you know, East LA College. It was a very good college. I graduated. It took me about 3.5 years, but I graduated. And I met someone there, and he introduced me to like a little, you know, cocaine, you know, get up, started, you know, examinations, whatever. So one thing led to another, and he introduced me to smoking crack. And we would do it just like after an examination or a big thing at school. And it was something just like looking forward to, like, oh, on Saturday I want to go partying. And then it got to a point where then I did get a job at a local hospital. And we still saw each other. He was my best friend, Hugo. And we just started like paydays. Then it was on a Wednesday. And let's do it like, you know, after Monday Night Football or Taco Tuesday. I thought to me it was for a reason. I think it was just being an excuse now. And instead of going to where we were going, it was like we head up to, because he had a little nice apartment. We had a couple of friends from college, and we would just drink. And one thing led to another, and I really got hooked on it. But I always maintained my job. I got fired a couple of times from some very good hospitals, but I always got hired right away. And for the grace of God, like my father may be functional, I'm making an excuse, a functional alcoholic, maybe I was a functional drug addict. But one thing I'm proud of, I did retire after 20-some years at another local hospital. I don't know if I should mention, but I would smoke crack just about every night. Every night. Sometimes maybe 3 in the morning till 4 in the morning. Get up, get ready, throw my uniform, have my cup of coffee, and it was like, and only one person that I worked with knew, and of course she was a good friend, didn't say.
Do you find it helped you to work those kind of hours?
Excuse me?
Do you find the crack helped you to work?
No. Sometimes in mindset, I just wanted not to even go to work. I would I have sick days, I'm gonna call. And yeah, I did that. And it got to the point where I wanted to give up, I'll go smoke crack. How am I gonna support it? I'd always support my own habit. I've never been out to go sell my, this and go sell my body at that time because I had a job. I had my insurance and I had my car. So it was easy because I make good money. So I was able to kind of know where my limitations were. And then sometimes I'd have a rough day or something with my father or my mother and another excuse, get some more. And if it wasn't just right, where I wanted to say, chase the dragon, because I didn't like it, I'd go chase it till I found the right one. And that's when it got really deep. Where if it wasn't what I wanted to end my night, I'd go out there and find that right one so I could end it. 4, 5, 6 in the morning, I found it. And that's when things started to change. But for, like I said, grace of God, I managed to give it all at my job, but it got pretty bad after. In 1987, I had a cousin come in from Sacramento. It's beautiful. She was, come with me. I'm gonna go apply for the Miss Latina. Come with me for the ride. Well, and that's another guiltiness I felt. When I went with her, it was at the Viola Club in Beverly Hills. We sat there and there was hundreds of beautiful Latinas, beautiful, tall, thin, well, like me at that time. And my cousin was signing her application and I guess the main person said, who's this girl? Oh, she's my cousin, she just came with me. Oh, no, I want her to sign up too. Well, to make a long story short, there was 500 girls they picked, then it was down to 300, her included, me included. And then it was down to 150, her included, me included. And it came down to the 50. They excluded her, and they got me. That was pretty bad. And, to that day after, she never talked to me, my own cousin.
Did you win the contest?
Yes, I did.
You won it.
All 50 girls, I won Miss Latina. 1987, I was in Latina magazine.
How old were you?
26, going to be 27.
27. And do you have children?
I had 2 children, one son passed away.
I'm sorry.
And I have a beautiful daughter, and she graduated from university. She lives with her father. I'm very blessed. She likes to travel. She just bought her new car, and she wants to open a business. Other than that, we're, estranged. We have not talked for many years. I get a hold of her through my sister, it's like her mom, and she wants nothing to do with me.
She doesn't talk to you kind of because of your addiction? Yeah.
I'm her biological mother now.
So you didn't raise her?
I raised her till about 11. Yeah. Then she lived with me on and off, and then, and then my addiction got in the way. And she found out through my ex's new wife, and it really hurt her really bad. And there were bad things that were said, and she left and never spoke to me again. Yeah.
And where are you living today?
I live here in downtown.
You're in an SRO or you're in a tent?
I was in my van, but they just towed it away last month, and I can't really get it out right now.
So you're living in your car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And right now, I stay at a tent, or sometimes I stay with a girlfriend when I can. Yeah.
And your drug addiction has kind of nagged you for how long?
30 years.
30 years. Is that your biggest regret in your life?
That's one of the biggest regrets, making the wrong choices and continued to do it thinking I could hide it. And the people that knew me, I couldn't hide it. I mean, my parents maybe, or my way of talking or dressing, but yeah, that's my biggest regret is smoking the crack and losing my daughter. Yeah, big.
And do you feel like your dad's alcoholism was kind of maybe you inherited something from him and it became the same thing for you, but just with crack instead of alcohol?
Yeah, because when I was very young, my father always drank around and I always get him his beer. Sat next to him, I was like his little assistant, getting his beer, but I always had him rub he was my massager of my head, and that's the only attention or love that I got from him. He wasn't, I love you, your daughter, I love you. It was more like, type of thing. And the smoking, my dad smoked 6 packs of cigarettes. He would get me here, smoke cigarette, have breakfast, and have me sit here. And I'd be surrounded because I was with my dad. But yeah, a lot of my family have said that, you're just like your father, you're just like your father. Yeah, sure, I wanted to be like my father. He was a hardworking, I could say functional addict, but I'm not proud of it. But I believe that it does come from, I don't know, genes or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see yourself ever getting clean?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I want to. I'm thinking more of it as time goes by. Before I never even thought about it. It wouldn't even cross my mind. My thing was I'd wake up, wake up, blast, have my coffee, a little brandy on the side, and, see what motivates me or do what I have to do or go out there and hustle, But I've been thinking about it, I'd say for maybe the past 2 months now, more than I would. And I'm trying to down my crack addiction, and I know it sounds stupid, but for me it makes sense. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna smoke a little in the morning. I'm gonna try to smoke just this much in the afternoon. That before I was like all balls, like at any time. So I'm trying to even, the limit of my cigarettes. I could smoke 1 or 2 packs a day, and now I'll smoke and I'm like, okay, turn it off, relax, get a gum in your mouth or whatever. And it's been working, but sometimes I really have bad times. But in mindset, I really would like to one day.
What was your lowest point in your life?
Wow. I had a lot of low points, I guess, when my daughter found out of my addiction and I lost her.
And have you ever done what a lot of women will do?
Yes.
To make money?
I would say never, but you know what? Never say never. It happened. And it's so easy. I fell into it, very easy,
For a mother, losing connection with your children always seems to be such a huge deal. I'm sure that becomes
for
your biggest...
Christmas or, the birthday comes around, you feel like a piece of shit. You can't be there.
Yeah.
You want to, and I've sent her birthday cards or money through my sister when I can, and she'll send back the torn card with her. But lately she's been keeping the money I send her, so maybe that's a good thing.
What emotions come up for you now? Do you get depressed sometimes? Or?
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to see my doctor again because I was on medication for depression. They had me on some type of depression pill. It didn't help, but the smoking of the crack, I missed the appointment. I'll make another. My appointment's today. I still got an hour left. I wouldn't make it. I got to do something now. Yeah.
What's the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
Gosh, that is a good one. I can answer it, but it would take me so long. But the most important thing that I want or learned in my life, not so, but for me, I guess not to be so weak with things to say. Well, let me just try it once. I'll put you in a hole. I'm strong, I can do it. I can't. Sometimes you can't. You're just fooling yourself like, mind over matter, but the matter controls you after.
The addiction is so powerful that common sense and reason become not even a factor anymore, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. Because I had I'm very intelligent I know I still am. I know I am. It's just I've lost it. I had to find it again.
All right, Patricia. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That wasn't supposed to happen, the crying. You made me cry.
Everybody cried.
I know, but does that ruin it?
No.